Hello, Aries, and welcome to the next 6 weeks life coaching reading. All right, with your favorite life coach, me, coached by Karen. All right, Aries, I know it's been a minute since I've been doing readings, but life has been busy, business has been busy, but the only thing that matters is we're together again. All right, here we go, Aries. Here we go. Let's see what is happening for you for the rest of August and into September. The next 6 weeks. All right, Aries, here we go. All right. That's for Aries. I'm going to pick 2 cards, Aries. The top one will represent you. The bottom one will represent the most significant situation. All right. So, Page of Swords representing you, Aries. So, either you are wanting to speak the truth to someone, or someone's wanting to speak the truth to you, or maybe you want to speak to each other. But with that page here, I feel like you are learning something important, learning a piece of information, and it's also going to change how you view things. So interesting. So that's you. So either A, you are the deliverer of the news, you are the page, or someone else is giving you the news. But I feel like it changes your perspective a little bit. For some of you, you could be kind of having your eye on a bit of a situation. You might be kind of playing the wait and see game, some of you, possibly vice versa. Take it as it resonates. You'll know whether it's you, or if it's not you, it must be somebody else. So, there's that as well. So, but it's a card of awareness. It's a card of, I see what's going on here. So that's you. And we have the 5 of Wands is the situation. So I feel like you might be, I just heard combatant. I don't know, you tell me, but I feel maybe that's why you're watching. Are you sort of at odds with somebody right now? So it's your 5 of Wands. So, I mean, maybe you're watching a situation and you're not sure what kind of action to take. Some of you could be watching, maybe you've thrown your hat in the ring for a job, a promotion, a project, a new client, maybe for something, and maybe there's some stiff competition. There could be, sort of like some, like sometimes when you're at work or even just in your social circle, I don't know, a little bit of jostling for, for dominance, maybe, if that makes sense to you, in your circle, whether it's work, personal life, or whatever it is. It could be just you, like one-on-one, could be you and other people, maybe 4 or 5 other people, could be a group, a situation, or something's been going on maybe for 5 months, 5 weeks, something like that. But I feel like you're really keeping like I said, I feel like for some of you, you're really keeping your eye on a situation here, Aries, because I don't know, I feel like maybe you may be not sure if you want to jump into the fray again. It could be a situation where there's a lot of stiff competition. But I feel also that it's giving you an opportunity to really focus on what it is that you want, like out of the situation, out of life, from yourself, from others, whatever it is. So I feel like this little tussle is an interesting word. Like, and I mean, maybe some of you are actually, in competitive sports. That's very, very possible, because this is training, competing, in the classic tarot, you see, the boys with their batons and they're learning how to, fence or something, but they're using sticks and not swords. So, or the foil, I guess is what it is for fencing, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like you're just keeping an eye on a situation that could possibly even be tumultuous a little bit for you. Now, whether that's because people are intending it to be, or you just may feel that it might churn up some stuff for you. I'm not very interesting messages here for this. Let's keep going and see what else this reading brings to you, Aries. Very, very interesting. Yeah, like sometimes, like you could have, again, been waiting for feedback for something, but there's a lot of competition. Maybe there aren't a lot of spots. You could be you know, even travel. Wands are travel. You may be trying to, you know, plan a trip in 5 weeks, 5 months, whatever the case may be, or it's coming up now. It's been this long. You know, and it's like, you know, you're trying to get the best deal for on the plane or on the cruise or whatever it is. That's very possible. You know, if you're out on the dating scene, you know, competition could be stiff for, you know, you've got your eye on somebody and, you know, you feel like, gosh, you know, well, why not you, right? Come on. All right, Aries, what else is happening here? This is crazy. Let's see. What do we have? Hummingbird, stand by. Okay, now we're getting serious. The spectacles have come out. Number 19. The winds beneath your wings are shifting, and if you don't pay attention, you might lose flight. Okay, we've talked about paying attention. We've talked about keeping our eye on a situation. So that's very interesting. So whatever, you know, like I said, like tumultuous, contentious, possibly for some of you, combatant. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to avoid a situation that, you know, but that's very interesting. So 19, but something's almost come to an end. Maybe you're wrapping up a situation and you're hoping that you're the victor of whatever this is, right? Because the next card actually after the 5 of Wands is the 6, and that is victory. That's, you know, our war hero coming home, you know, waving his flag, albeit a little tattered, but nevertheless, it's you know, his victory flag and his laurel leaves. So the wind beneath your wings, yeah. The winds beneath your wings are shifting, and if you don't pay attention, you might lose flight. So very interesting. Literally, you could be keeping your eye on seat sales, and if you don't pay attention, you're not going to get the deal. I mean, honestly, it could be like that as well. Sunbathing, 36. We have here, the dance of stillness is calling for you to live in its embrace. I also feel for some of you, this can also be a situation of, you know, really getting clear. Like I said, what do you want from yourself, from life, from people, from whatever it is going on there, Aries? And I feel like don't lose out on a situation either. Don't be afraid of it. Like maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's, you know, something to sort out. That could be true for some of you. That might be the situation. So I just feel, I don't know that that has anything to do with those cards, but that's just how I'm feeling. So 36 is a number that might be important in some way. 19 is important. 3 plus 6 is 9. So you've kind of got the end of, something's wrapping up. You've got 19. So 1 plus 9 is 10. End of a situation, you know, 1 plus 0, which is the 10, is 1, which is the beginning of a situation. Yeah, I feel like maybe something has stalled too for some of you. And now it's like, okay, we got to wrap this up somehow. Yeah, just keep your eye on whatever you think you need to. All right, so just keep doing that. All right, and then I feel too, instead of getting all riled up and expecting the worst, Aries, I would definitely caution and invite you to just get still and just really try to see the situation for how it actually is. All right. I think that might be, because you don't want to rock the boat either way. You don't want to miss out on something because you're assuming something that's not true. And you don't want to, you know, get involved in something that is true. You know what I mean? I just think, again, clarity. Just, you know, you're watching a situation. All right, so let's leave it there because it's going to be different for all of you. Okay. What else? What else for Aries? A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Well, there you go. We're in Leo right now. New moon is coming up. Hold on. When is... Don't know where my calendar is. Anyway, there's a new moon coming up probably in a week or so. And then we have a full moon on the 7th of September. But this is, Virgo is about healing, is about care for other people, as well as self-care. But I kind of feel, you know, again, if you're feeling sort of on guard, again, check in with the situation, check in with yourself and see, you know, are you Are you contributing fairly to a situation? Are you giving any time and energy? Are, like, I mean, this is, something that you'll have to decide for yourself, but we are coming into Virgo season. Where are we? We're at the end. Yeah, so we're coming into Virgo season pretty quickly, actually. So get ready. I love this on the bottom. So this is something I'm sure you'll love to hear. I always get happy when I get this card, which is a new moon in Cancer. You got 2 new moons. And you've got a very healing new moon, right, with this Virgo. Very generous, very thoughtful. And then you have, you and your loved ones are safe with this new moon in Cancer. So again, if some of you were involved in something, some of you could be still involved in, or involved, with the division of assets, maybe child custody, or something going on at work where you're at odds with another person that could affect maybe your livelihood, your income, etc. Possible, certainly your security in some way. But, you're coming into a very nice new phase here, Aries, with Cancer being water and Virgo being earth. So stable. And water and earth are a really nice combination because, of course, the water, water softens the earth, where you can have growth, fertility, that kind of thing, prosperity. And the earth channels the water instead of just having it, run all over the place. So those are very interesting energies that play for you. Hi, Pasha. Yes, Pasha the cat is here. Uh-oh. All right, so what else? Let's get into the heart of the matter here for Aries for August, September. Oh, here he comes. Hold on. Pasha, you're going to say hi and get down? Hey, do you want to get down? You making your debut of the day? Yes. All right. Well, there you have it. He usually has a reason for showing up when I do readings, which is very interesting. You haven't done that in a while, though, have you? What's your, what point are you trying to make? Oh, hi. See, he's watching. I don't know. I feel like you need some clarity on a situation, and maybe that's what you're trying to get. Maybe this is exactly what you're doing, Aries. Hi, honey. Hi. Yes, you're a sweetie. You want to do the reading? Hey, do you want to show everybody what's happening? All right, here we go. Page of Fire. This is the heart of the matter. So, there could be a new idea, a new inspiration, a new love, but something that's like really lit you up right in the heart of this, an opportunity, an idea, could be a new project, a new, opportunity, but it's like, it's really lit you up though, Aries. Like, you're happy about this. It's like, okay, all right. But it's just like you've heard about it. And so maybe that's it. Is it something that sparked your interest in some way? And no, what's that? Oh dear, what's happening? No, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe that's what Pasha's still telling us here. But because you've got that page that's representing you, so now you're like really investigating and looking. Okay, we can't continue like this, my darling. You have to get down now. Thank you for visiting. I appreciate. I love you. Bye. Okay, so maybe, you're just really keeping an eye on this situation to make sure that it is what you hope it is, think it is, etc. That's also something. So you really are getting your perspective here. You've got a new opportunity, something that's lit you up, Aries, but you are really trying to see this from all angles. I feel like you might be, maybe, that Five of Wands for some of you could be you being very self-protective. That is totally, totally possible, right? You're like, I want to make sure before I move forward with this idea, this romance, this opportunity, this job, this project, whatever it is, you want to make sure that it is, there's no guarantees in life. Let's face it. There are no guarantees in life, but, it's, I was correcting my grammar, not, anyway, so there are no guarantees in life, but I feel like you are really very concerned and consumed with trying to see something from every possible vantage point. All right. You've got an Ace of Fire. Well, this is underneath it all. There is something that has lit a fire under your derrière, monsieur, madame. And it is I don't know if you're a little afraid of this, to be honest. Okay, recent past, 10 of water. Whoa. So the recent energies that you have been experiencing, 10 of water, like something was blissful. So, you know, take it as it resonates. Like, I mean, maybe, maybe you were in a job or something that was just absolutely sensational, and for whatever reason, that's not in your world anymore. And maybe it's come back in your life, or something similar has come back in your life, because it's kind of like, wow, there's something like really, really great. The 10 of water is like wishes fulfilled, happy life, happy family, just laughing Buddha. Like, it's like all Gouda. Yikes. Yeah, I know. Wow. Okay. So present energy is the Hierophant. So this is, again, I feel like you're just really trying to, learn all you can about something here. You're really trying to do your due diligence. Absolutely. And this is also about higher commitment. So for some of you, this could be about taking your relationship to the next level, and your knees are knocking. Fair enough. I get it. Or, maybe moving your business to the next level, or starting a new business, or committing to, a new lifestyle, a new location, because Wands energy can also be travel, right? So, I mean, take it as it resonates, but definitely a higher level of commitment, a higher level of understanding, of learning. Yeah. Wow. Ho, ho, ho. Some of you are moving, I think. There could be a new home involved. Some of you definitely a new job, new opportunity. This is the Ace of Pentacles. You've got some really good stuff here. You've got 2 pages. You have 2 aces. And you've got 2 new moons. So and very interesting. So you've got like the new moons in your heart center, and in your, the Virgo, of course, is Pentacles energy, Earth energy. So for some of you, like Aries, you've got a new start happening, I think, in 2 areas of your life. And maybe it is, if you are, in some sort of relationship, it could be roommates. It doesn't have to be romantic, right? But I feel like whatever it is, there's something definitely involved that your heart is very involved in. And it's also involving your home, or your finances, or your job in some way, right? So again, you could have a business that you love, and you want to take that to the next level. You want to commit yourself to that. Maybe you're going to leave a job so that you can, do your business full time. That could absolutely be possible. Or you want to commit yourself to a person. You want to take it, either commit yourself to somebody new, a new situation, or you want to take a situation that's in existence and take it to the next level, something like that. Take it as it resonates, okay, Aries? But that Ace of Earth, and this is, a symbol of prosperity, of good things happening. But again, there could be a new job, a new source of income that comes into your world, into your sphere. And this is nice. And you got another ace. My God, an Ace of Water. I'm telling you, Aries, if you want to go with this, there's some good stuff happening. You've got money coming in, or something wonderful with your prosperity, your home, your family life. You are represented right now as the Ace of Cups. That is beautiful. Ace of Water. I feel like you are opening up to the fact that, because of that 5 of Wands, it tells me, it does feel like a bit of a protective energy. And so if things have been rough for you, Aries, I feel like this is like where you're starting to relax, and you're starting to see the world as, a little bit as your oyster now, not as your enemy, but as your, it's like, wow, you know what? I do have opportunities. Things are beautiful. People are good. Things are nice. It's like, wow, I don't have to be, like always on guard. So that's a beautiful energy for you. Geez, the energy around you, the sun, you have good fortune, vitality, health, abundance, definitely. Something good is happening here. I'm telling you, some money's coming in. Now, your advice is the 5 of Air. So in this deck, the 5 of Air is, the 5 of Swords. That can be arguments that go around and around and around. Nobody ever wins. It's like the same discussion, the same blah, blah. And it can be a little bitchy, sometimes, depending on who's, going on. And I mean, you are kind of watching something. But this is your advice card. So I feel it's like whatever has gone down that's been challenging, words that people have said, even if they've been cutting, because this is sword air energy. It's almost like, take that on board and like, what are we learning from that? Other than, saying, well, people are, not very nice or whatever you want to say, however you want to frame that. But, I feel with this too, that it's time to learn, and it's time to let things go, because this card tells us that we learn from challenges with people. We listen. If people don't necessarily share the same point of view as we do, doesn't mean that one has to be right or wrong. It's just everybody's entitled to have an opinion, right? And either you can accept it, reject it, but don't tolerate it. We can't, tolerating doesn't work. You have to reject it or accept it. So that's up to you. Now, Six of Earth. Whoops, hold on. That's the Five of, you got a bunch of fives in here. 555. Big change. You got 555 in here. Five of Earth is like finding alternate sources of abundance. So this is your outcome. I feel like you're moving on from a situation that was basically a drought. From a lifestyle, from a cycle, from something like that. So I feel for you, Aries, it's like, if you, I don't know, with all these fives, I feel like you might have just been PO'd, like, ticked off and just kind of dialed out a little bit. And that's okay. Sometimes we need to do that, to lick our wounds, to heal, to get perspective. And as long as we're getting perspective and as long as we are healing, that's fantastic. But if this card tells me that it's time to move on, it's time to find, alternate sources for happiness, for abundance, for prosperity. And prosperity and abundance is not just with your money. Money's an energy, but so is love, so is happiness, so is joy, so is embracing life. Right. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here for you. I feel that you're holding back from something. Yes, we need some, hopefully some of you may still be healing. Maybe you are seeing a healer. The Queen of Cups is somebody who has healed, who has come through it all. She is no longer, her emotions are healed. She's balanced, and she's able to move forward through the lens of healing and of being healed. Right. She's not, being, the lenses are clear. They're not fogged up from, whatever we haven't healed from. So I do like this. So I feel for some of you, you've come through a big healing, and, it could have been something that really was fabulous and something went, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a funny message, but I feel like for some of you, there was something that was just so fabulous and then it went away at some point. For some of you, maybe you've had a really big success and you want more of it, or I don't know, but I just feel, for you, Aries, it's like, just be open to life right now, because I feel like you're at the kind of like a crossroads. You've got huge changes. You've got finance, heart, and passion, energy, movement. All right. So let's get some messages, some final messages for you. Wow. It's quite the reading there, Aries. All right. Let's get 3 for Aries. 1, 2, 3. All right. You could be worried about, I don't know, something, but, when I see you and your loved ones are safe, I think that's beautiful. You've also got the card here of protection. It says strong protective magic for the family and the home. So all is well. Okay. I don't know. Make sure it is. I mean, check everything, of course. But you got it twice. So I feel like, I think that's okay for you. Perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Yeah, some of you just kind of could be fearfully holding back. You don't want to get hurt, or you don't want to lose money, or whatever the case may be. And you've got Tree of Life, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. All right, let's get the final 3. This is for Aries for August and September. It's for Aries, one more. Okay. All right, Aries, here we go. Okay, there's your 2 and one more. Okay, we have, ho, 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 major life change. The time is right for major life changes. As a new lifestyle or location, let us say, as a new lifestyle or location brings great joy and a trouble-free existence. Wow, nice. Friendship. A friend needs your help, your kindness, and excellent counseling skills. We'll put them back on track. Okay. Future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. Well, there you have it, Aries. I mean, I feel like you've got something great right in front of you, and it'll be up to you to decide what you want to do. All right, my darlings, thank you, and I wish you all the best over the next 6 weeks. Until next time, you take good care. Bye-bye.